Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today, we have the Ruike P801-SF, as you can see right there on the blade. A knife from, as I said, Ruike. Ruike is the correct way to pronounce it. There's been some confusion. It is a fairly new company. Some people say Ruike, whatever. It's Ruike. I did actually call their voicemail on a holiday, and it said Ruike on it, so I know I'm correct on that. A very, very cool budget knife. $30 this thing costs. Keep that in mind. $30 through the rest of this review. I feel like I should flash up on the screen $30 every time I complain about something about it, which there's not that many complaints. This is a pretty awesome little blade. Made in China, all complete Chinese company, as I said. They make stuff in that kind of $15 to $40-ish range, budget-ish stuff, but it's not like your GearBest knives or anything like that. These are available through proper, they're available on Knife Center, Blade HQ, big knife retailers. Pretty great stuff. Everybody theorizes it's made by the same maker as Real Steel, and I kind of have to agree with that. It is a very Real Steel-esque, and if you guys have watched my review of the Real Steel Gerfalcon, I'm a big fan of that, so I was pretty excited to get this in my hands. This is their oldest model and their most popular for a reason. This thing is really, really cool. I was very, very impressed with this. Let's just get right into specs before I start my gush fest. We have a blade length of 3.4 inches. As you can see here, these are all half-inch squares. And we have a handle length of about 4.5 inches, overall length of 7.9 inches. Blade thickness, pretty thin and slicey, 0.12. Kind of pretty your average EDC slicey width. And an overall weight of 4.2 ounces. So it's a little heavy. It is a stainless steel frame lock, so a bit heavy for this size, but not ridiculous at all. And a handle width of a pretty slim 0.4 inches, so fairly slim. They say 0.36. I measured out at 0.4, so potato. It's very slim anyway. Now let's do some size comparisons. Some other knives that kind of first of all, we'll do some knives that compare to it in size, but not at all in price. Let's look at, here's a good one. Benchmade Mini Griptilian. This is the G10 more expensive one. It's obviously a little bigger than that. Your more similar in cost. Mini Cut Jack. Move these down a little bit. Mini Cut Jack. Oh, something that's a gentlemanly, kind of budgetly little folder. Kershaw Almar AM4, and another one that compares in size but not in price. Your Para 3, and what was the other one I really wanted to compare this to? Oh, there it is. This is one you're going to see it compared directly to later. This is your, at exactly the same price, Tangram Santa Fe, right? Yep, Santa Fe. Almost forgot what the name of it was. Tangram Santa Fe. Almost exactly the same size. All right, we're past that. Now let's get the aesthetics of this thing. I have no problems with the way it looks. It looks, I would call it more in the technical, gentlemanly folder. In my weird mind, I imagine this like, if you're a really techie IT guy, this would probably appeal to you because you can take it to work. It's still it's going to work well in like suit pants and stuff. It's not going to freak anybody out when you take it out at work. It looks definitely more technical than tactical. Silicon Valley executive, a poor Silicon Valley executive, I guess, because it's only $30. So if you're a rich Silicon Valley executive, you're probably going to get something more expensive. Silicon Valley executive who's not yet reached his initial stock offering. So yeah, but it's pretty cool. I really do like the way it looks. I have no problems with it. I like the little tiny blue accents. It's not overpowering. Just got the little blue rim around here is a nice little touch. Blue on the thumb studs, blue on the hand, or blue on the pocket clip. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like the way it looks aesthetically. It has enough little accents without being too crazy. It's got some nice chamfering around here. The quality on this thing is outstanding for 30 bucks. It's shockingly good for 30 bucks. I mean, the edges are all nicely rounded off. There are no sharp edges on this anywhere. It might look at a glance like it would have some sharp edges, but it doesn't. It's very smooth and nice, and I don't have any quality issues with this thing at all. Blade centering's pretty good. I've done absolutely nothing to this knife. I haven't torn it apart. I haven't done anything like that. It's blade centering's really great. The lockup's pretty good. Make sure I got this angle right. Yeah, the lockup's pretty good. About 50% there. Yeah, it's really well done. I have no problems with it. The screws seem pretty good quality. I said I didn't tear it apart, but I did kind of loosen up the screws and tighten them again, and they all seemed to work pretty good. You can't tell that I have. So, yeah, no issues with the quality. Definitely no issues with the aesthetic. And also, really no issues with the blade. The blade is great on this. It is the 14C 28N Sandvik steel, which I love. Back in the day, this was like a Kershaw only thing. That was a long time ago, but lots of companies use it. A great steel. Definitely better than AUS 8 or HCR 13 MOV or anything like that. Great steel. And especially at 30 bucks, outstanding steel. I love the blade shape. The blade shape is very full flat grind. Very slicey little knife, and in this kind of knife, that's what you're going to be using it for more. You're not going to be beating on it. You're going to be it's going to spend a lot of time opening packages, cutting fruit, that kind of stuff, cutting vegetables. It's not going to be spending a lot of time doing super heavy duty stuff, and for that purpose, this blade shape is outstanding. I love this blade shape. It reminds me a lot, actually, of right here. It's always nearby. A knife that is near and dear to my heart, probably my favorite knife that I have, my Kaiser Gemini. I know this is a little taller and a little shorter, but just kind of that overall, a lot of belly, but a flat edge. Really like it. And the quality that it's made is good too. The grind is even on both sides. Check that out. The grind's perfectly even. And it's got a nice sharpening choil on it. And the sharpening does go all the way back to the edge of the choil. So very good for a $30 knife. I mean, I have owned and seen some $200 knives that don't pay attention to that. So very good job, Ruike, I have to say. Ergonomics, it's good. I'm not going to say it's great. It's not, like a cut jack or I'm trying to think of other small knives in this category that are a little bit better. In this 3-inch category, yeah, the Vanguard Gemini and stuff, the Kaiser Dukes, I probably should have had that out for the comparison more, but yeah, it's not as good as those, but it's not bad. There are definitely no hot spots or anything like that. It does have some good jimping, some good useful jimping. I do like the jimping on this. It's abrupt enough to be useful, but not so much that it's really like catchy and tear up your skin at all. I do like that a lot, but it's not, and it is just stainless steel, so I'm not going to say it's slippery, but it's definitely not tactile like G10 or something like that would be. But it's a flipper, so you got your flipper tab sticking up here to catch you, so it's not bad. In the carry, again, it's a fairly thin handle. 0.4 or 0.36 according to them. That's close enough that I can just guess that maybe my calipers are off a bit or something. So we'll believe them that it's 0.36. They seem like good people over there. So yeah, it's very thin in the pocket. Nice deep carry pocket clip stock, which I love, and the pocket clip works very well. It's good and springy, and it's a real joy to carry. It's so narrow. It does have the flipper sticking out when you're reaching in your pocket, but the knife itself is so narrow that that doesn't really matter at all. Really nice knife to carry in your pocket. The weight is a bit much, and if you are super sensitive to weight, you may notice that it does weigh 4.3 ounces. It's not one of these sub 3 lightweight things, but most knives that are sub 3 lightweight are a little smaller than this. Not all of them, but most of them. So yeah, I have no complaints with the carry either. In deployment, the deployment on it is awesome when you use the flipper. That is the caveat. It does run on ball bearings, which again for $30 is very surprising. When you use the flipper, it's great. The flipper on it works amazing when you're just properly using the flipper. Now, I will say, and this is my biggest gripe with this knife, these thumb studs are utterly useless. I've seen a couple of the reviewers flip it open fine with the thumb studs. I can't do it, and I've got pretty skinny fingers, and I can't get in there enough to do it. I don't know how they're doing it. I can't use them at all. I wish I could just take them off. I probably could if I wanted to, but I don't want to damage the knife. They're purely ornamental. They don't do a damn thing. But the flipper works so good, I kind of don't mind that. But they're not even stops. Like, I get it if they were stops, but they're not even that. So, yeah. But it's not quite fall shutty, but it's close. And again, I've done nothing to this. Like, yeah, shake it a little bit, but it'll fall shut without you even touching it. So, yeah, that's great. $30, guys. $30. This video is running kind of short, but it's running kind of short because I don't have anything bad to say about this. I mean, here's an example. I handed this to my son, who's just getting into knife stuff, but knows a thing or two. Didn't know the brand or anything. Asked him what he thought that cost, because he's handled a lot of my knives. He guessed in the car, he guessed $200. And I don't think it feels quite that good, but it feels great. It feels worth way more than $30 for absolute 100% certainty. It's a really good knife. For $30, it is an amazing value. I mean, I can't think of much else. And we're going to do a head-to-head with them. So the only other thing that comes to mind is this new Tangram from Kaiser. That's the only thing that comes close in my mind. And bang for buck for that price, for $30. Outrageous blade steel for that price. Outrageous quality. Very cool. Even the packaging is nice. Here, I should have done this earlier, but look at this. When you get a rake, you get ready to make, which is kind of an odd slogan, but I guess that's just to remind you. Oop, bump the tripod really bad there. Comes with a little tag on it. You get this nice packaging and stuff. It's really nice. They do a really good job with the packaging. Yeah, it also comes with a sleeve over it. I had to cut that off, though, because you can see there's a dent on the box and shipping, and the sleeve just wouldn't come off, so I had to just cut it off. But yeah, slicey, cool. And I've been carrying this thing for like a month. I stropped it once, but I have not sharpened it, and still cuts like that all day long. So yeah, what else can he ask for $30? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what other knife you get for $30. This is high quality. It is kind of gentlemanly. It's not really tactical. It's not really heavy duty. So there may be other stuff you want. If you want something heavy duty, you're looking at maybe like a Cold Steel Pro Light or something like that in that $30 range. But if you want something just as an EDC carry around that looks pretty, can't go better than the Ruike P801-SF. Hope you guys have enjoyed this and found it informative. I've been Brian. Have a good one, everybody.